It's Van, teaching people about air freight and sea freight exportation procedures. Introduction to air freight and sea freight exportation procedures. Welcome and objectives. Understanding the key steps involved in air freight and sea freight exportation. Importance. Facilitates global trade and ensures efficient and timely delivery of goods. Overview of air freight exportation. What is air freight? Air freight involves the transport of goods by aircraft. Advantages: speed, reliability, and security. Common uses: high value and time-sensitive goods. Air freight exportation procedures. Key steps in air freight exportation. Booking. Contacting an airline or freight forwarder to book space. Packaging, ensuring goods are packed according to airline standards. Labeling. Proper labeling for identification and compliance. Documentation, preparing necessary documents e.g. air waybill, commercial invoice, export licenses. Customs clearance, submission of documents and payment of duties. Cargo handling. Delivery to the airport and handling by ground staff. Transportation. Loading onto aircraft and in-flight monitoring. Arrival at the destination and handover to the consignee. Overview of sea freight exportation. What is sea freight? Definition. Sea freight involves the transport of goods by ship. Advantages: cost-effectiveness, capacity for large volumes, and versatility. Common uses: bulk commodities, large machinery, and heavy goods. Sea freight exportation procedures. Key steps in sea freight exportation. Booking. Arranging space with a shipping line or freight forwarder. Packaging. Securing goods in containers or pallets for ocean transport. Labeling. Clear and compliant labeling for sea transport. Documentation, preparation of documents e.g. bill of lading, commercial invoice, packing list. Customs clearance, submission and approval of export documentation by customs authorities. Cargo handling, transporting goods to the port and loading onto the vessel. Transportation. Journey and monitoring. Delivery. Unloading at the destination port and delivery to the consignee. Comparison of air freight and sea freight. Comparing air freight and sea freight. Speed. Air freight is much faster than sea freight. Cost of sea freight is generally cheaper than air freight. Volume. Sea freight can handle much larger volumes. Environmental impact: air freight has a higher carbon footprint. Documentation in exportation. Essential export documentation. Air waybill, contract of carriage for air transport. Bill of lading, contract of carriage for sea transport. Commercial invoice, details of the transaction between buyer and seller. Packing list, details of the contents and packaging of the shipment. Export licenses, authorizations required for certain goods. Role of freight forwarders. Importance of freight forwarders. Definition: intermediaries that organize shipments for individuals or companies. Services: booking, documentation, customs clearance, cargo handling, and insurance. Benefits: expertise, efficiency, and risk management. Challenges in exportation. Common challenges in exportation. Regulatory compliance, navigating various regulations and standards. Logistical coordination, managing complex logistics and timelines. Cost management, balancing costs with service quality. Risk management, mitigating risks such as damage, theft, and delays. Best practices in exportation. Best practices for efficient exportation. Thorough planning, anticipate and prepare for each step. Accurate documentation, ensure all documents are complete and accurate. Reliable partners. Work with reputable freight forwarders and carriers. Continuous monitoring. Track shipments and address issues promptly. Case study. Our company is a good example of a logistics company that efficiently managed air freight and sea freight.